So that was 3A. So now we've got to 3B.
And we have our executive director.
Right. So
Oh, welcome. Linda.
We've got you at the top of the list here, Linda, so you can stay for the whole meeting if you wish, but we thought if you were busy.
Yeah, thank you. Hi. So nice to see you all. And Ellen, so nice to see you. And we know we just spent a few days together and everyone here in the room. So thanks for letting me be at the top. I actually have, and I'm sorry I'm late. I have a visitor visiting from out of town. So I've been tour host extravaganza. But I had chatted with Ellen, I think a month ago, and said, hey, this idea came up in one of these focus groups. We're always generating new ideas and different conversations with different members at different, random times and places, either in structured meetings or in one-off conversations. And one of them that came up, I thought, oh, maybe there's something here. And I said, Ellen, what do you think? And she said, bring it to the Disarm Committee. So here I am. One of the ideas that was generated was this idea of, WILPF members, something that I know is so important to them is the anniversary of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I see lots of members do local events, drawing sort of body shadows on sidewalks, all these really innovative things. And speaking of innovation, by now you might have noticed that at WILPF, we've been doing really great things. All of the issue committees are already continuing to do their good work. And on top of that, we've been adding sort of what we've been calling new innovation programs like Crafting Justice, the Gaza Memorial Quilt, or School of Peace and Freedom. And what this has done has brought in new members, engaged members that were disengaged. They've come back. And I'm sorry if you're tired of me hearing me say this, but I've been telling people that in the first 3 months of January, WILPF brought in 70 brand new members. We haven't seen that kind of growth in a long time, right?
Excellent. Great.
Yeah, and that's because of these, what I'm calling innovation programs. And as these new people come in, they're starting to integrate into other things. Like, one of our new young WILPF members who joined us, she's now partnering with Earth Democracy. She wanted to do this. She reached out to them and said, are you interested in writing like a series of articles together, sort of intergenerational on a common issue? So when one idea that came up in one of these brainstorming sessions was what about, we're so passionate about disarmament and nuclear disarmament, and there's already energy around Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What if we did some sort of march towards Hiroshima and Nagasaki, symbolic? Like, we're not going to march there, but maybe march, I don't know, half a mile march east, in the direction east, towards your town hall or towards a peace park or something in your community. And could we connect to WILPF Japan at the same time? And I just wanted to ask you what you think of this concept, because this is squarely within disarmament issue and wars issue committees, sort of like, not wheelhouse, I don't like that word, but like issue area. Is it of interest? Do you like it or not? If you like it, is this something that your issue committee might be interested in leading on? And why I'm asking you this, as I'm testing the system, what I want to say is these new initiatives that we've been doing, like Crafting Justice, like School of Peace and Freedom, they have required coordination mainly by Shelby and I, and a couple of people that we've been able to onboard to support them. But what I've been seeing is like not capacity within issue committees or working groups to take on new national initiatives like this. But for us to sustain sort of innovation, we have to test and see whether or not our issue committees and working groups can lead on things like this. So this is me sort of kind of testing to see, is there room for that within what the existing sort of organizational ways within WILPF. So those were all my thoughts and random questions. You can tell me if you hate it or love it, or anything you want to say. Just opening the conversation up. And I already see Judith has her hand up.
Yeah, I had it up with a question. You said something about the march. Of course, it's digital, it's not virtual, but you said something about people somewhere like in the United States would coordinate their march with somebody in Japan?
Yeah, and I wasn't thinking digital. I was thinking, I guess WILF members are always saying we need to be doing bold things with our name on it and showing much more visible leadership. Like I know we all show up at No Kings and things, but that's No Kings with many other organizations. And so I wondered, would WILPF branches, if they were encouraged to, and coordinated somehow through a committee or a working group at WILPF, would a number of WILPF branches be interested in unifying on one day in August and saying, this day we're marching towards Hiroshima and Nagasaki, like a symbolic march. And maybe it's at like 12 noon across the country, even if it's only 5 branches doing it. And then maybe there's a link up through Zoom or something with WILPF Japan. Ellen was saying that, she and WILPF have a lot of great connections with what WILPF, especially, and I think you said Hiroshima, Ellen, I can't remember.
That's the
Yeah.
strongest one.
Yeah, just to lean into our international connection, right? What makes us unique? It's, of course, our international reach too. Yeah.
I think we should have I'm jumping in. I'm sorry. I should let Odile talk, but I think we should have a Zoom with Japan WILPF members and talk about it because they may have some things that they would like to suggest.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Odile, do you have your hand up?
Yes, I wanted to ask Linda. Is it Linda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we know if we have new member? Because I did a concert and we did 3 Earth Day and I've been putting a lot of WILPF magazine out, but I have no idea if people join. So how do we know that?
Yeah.
I can answer this question too, Linda. I don't know if that's helpful since I
Yes,
call
please.
them. Okay. So for new members that come in, they receive a call from me within the first 48 hours, and I call them and say, "Hi, I'm Shelby. Here's all the stuff that we have. We have MEPJAC, we have Earth Democracy, we have all these different places you can go." And then I tell them about if they have a local branch, if they don't have a local branch, or if they're in Jane Addams, whatever that looks like. And then the membership committee's chair, Eileen Kurkowski, she emails the chairs of the branches. And at the end of the month, when we have the full Excel sheet from Chris, and we let them know, hey, you have this new member, they're in your branch, reach out to them. And that's typically how it goes.
End of the month. At the end of the month, Eileen will be in touch.
Yeah, at the end of the month, Eileen will message, or Eileen might message it to you like the same day that they come. It matters. Eileen, she's always looking to get people connected. So it just matters. Odile, can you remind me, are you a chair of a branch? And what branch is it? I'm so sorry.
Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we haven't had new members there. And I just want to add on.
So.
No, if I can just add on to that. So to Shelby's point, there's a 2-part process. If a new member joins, Shelby calls them as a welcoming from national. And again, sorry to be repetitive, but just want to make sure everyone's clear. Then Eileen also reaches out to the branch chair, like in the town that they're in, and says, hey, like she did this to me 2 weeks ago. She said, hey, because I lead our Seattle group. She emailed me, said, hey, Linda, there's a new WILPF member in Seattle. And then I email them or I call them. But the third thing I want to say is, I know when we have new members, when we have people, what I call converting to membership, because for School of Peace and Freedom, for Crafting Justice, we get them to register and sign up online through our database behind the scenes. It's called Constant Contact. So we can see immediately when somebody signed up for School of Peace and Freedom, if they've chosen to also pay $40 at the same time, then we know, oh, that's a new person. They're not in our database already. Check box.
Eileen let me know that one new member joined.
Good.
So she did. It was at the end of last month.
Oh, great. Good. So the process is working. Thanks for correcting me. Good. I'm glad we have a new member. But that's how we know when we have a new member. And that's how we know we have 70 new members from January to February.
Thank you. Now I
Yeah.
understand.
Eileen,
Sure.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi, good to see you. I hope you've recovered.
I have.
We had a whirlwind of activities here in Boston, and one of the wonderful things that Ellen Mass recommended is that we see the statues on the strip that runs in between or through Commonwealth Avenue. And I bring that up because there's 3 celebrities there, we're meaning female profile females like Abigail Adams. What I mentioned that for, though, is I can picture a march going down through there and pausing at these statues, number 1, but also going to Park Street, which is not, it's kind of a hub where a lot of people protest and spend a little time there speaking out, and then continue the march up to our legislators, our 2 senators. And now this doesn't work for everybody, but you all have legislators somewhere around you. Land up by a senator's office at the end of this and hand them information. Tell them you're coming. Make it purposeful, not just for visibility of a march with lots of signs, but plugging, actually buzzing the ears of the people who make a difference voting.
Sorry, Eileen, is this a recommendation if we decide to do some sort of like national
Yes,
march?
and as
Okay.
you know, all the branches can kind of expand or withdraw, whatever. They can invent something that is similar to the proposal. And then I'm just being creative on my end. We have some people who are not able to walk much.
Yeah.
I can picture them just showing up at key spots, for example. But most of all, I think more of the younger people might be interested in this. I'm really excited. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, so every year through the Disarm Committee and the use of the e-news and sometimes an e-alert, we have managed to get up to 13 branches actually doing something on very close to the 6th and the 9th of August. So it's, you know, because I record this every year and I get the article and I tell you who has done it, it's essentially the same branches every year. And it's sometimes the only thing that branch does all year. We never hear from them the rest of the year, but they pop up on either the 6th or the 9th of August. Okay. And they have their favorite thing they like to do. And so they do it. And then essentially, in my eyes, they disappear for another year. So I've always wanted that more branches be encouraged to take part in some event around those dates. And so I think your idea, Linda, is a fine thought to make it a small march. And Eileen just was thinking, where would she march in her town? I think most towns have a favorite place where demonstrations happen. Okay. We have one in Palo Alto, and making sure you can end up at a legislator's office is another fact I think should be taken into account. I'm just looking at my little trusty calendar here. The 6th of August is a Thursday. The 9th of August is a Sunday. Okay. And, you know, the one issue with any action is if it's happening in the day, then our working members aren't going to be able to do it. All right. But a Sunday,
5 o'clock, 6 o'clock
a
at night,
Sun-
though.
yeah, if in August it's light, much later, so you could make the march happen after work. Okay, for example. Then August the 9th is the second Sunday, so there would be a disarm meeting that day. Personally, I will for both of those this year. I will be out of the country on my way to a total eclipse. So, but most of the rest of you are going to be around. So I think this is a fine idea, and to my mind, it's mostly encouraging people to do it. I don't see much coordination needed, but
May,
we
may
just
I,
give them the ideas and then they follow through. Yes.
I would like to go back to what I suggested earlier, which is to have a Zoom with WILPF Hiroshima and invite everybody. Do it maybe on the Jane Addams branch call night, because it's what, 12, 13 hours later in Japan. And so she would be able to get on from Japan in the morning. So it would work out okay to do it that way. And I think she would be happy to do that. Yoko is her name, is the leader of it. And this would be something that people might, in the branches, might get really excited, and not just in the branches, but in the entire US WILF, if we build it up, that we are going to, for Hiroshima Week, we are going to connect with Hiroshima. And Hiroshima WILF, and I think that would be really exciting. And I've got some footage from my trip to Japan last summer that I could share with people on the call, so we could make it an event. And I think if we make an event on Zoom, then that might encourage people to get out and do something that's related.
Right. I think that it would be two things. One doesn't say that the other isn't going to happen.
Right.
That having a Zoom with the people in Japan.
Do it ahead of time, even, do it ahead of time so that it'll get people motivated.
Right. So I, just today being here, we were surrounded at the rally this morning with people from Japan and Korea, and some hibakusha were there. But I don't see a lot about WILF Japan actually doing anything around Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
they do a lot.
Okay, good, because
Yeah.
when I'm reading the international news, doesn't come out at me that they've actually been there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
the major event.
I would have thought it would be, yes. So all right, but what do people who are in branches, like Gloria, you're in the Phoenix branch or the Tucson branch, and August is very hot. Do you think you could persuade some people to do a short march and end up at your Congress?
No, not when it's 112 Fahrenheit.
Right.
I think we'll have to do something that's different than that.
Okay.
I have a recommendation that's different. During COVID, we had a long train of cars, which are air conditioned as well as heated, depending on the season. And we trained, we had a train of cars that started outside of Boston Hub, and we just moved very slowly through the streets with all sorts of messages all over the cars. It was kind of fun, actually.
Right.
And then it started to rain. That was a bummer. So what do we do if it rains?
Use your umbrella, but
Very practical.
And no umbrellas, the see-through umbrellas.
Okay.
You put your message inside the umbrella and you go around. You have your messaging all over. And with me, I'm going to have cranes. I still have a few hundred of them left.
So we have cranes. So just to say, most places don't rain very much in August, so I would not. But I think the place where it gets hot, I think having a caravan, a few blocks, Gloria, just with your air-conditioned cars,
I think that would work. I would still try to make it early in the day because the cars are broiling hot. in the middle of the day.
Okay, you do need police okay, all right? Your path, the what you're choosing to do, whether it's 4 miles like we did, or if it's just a mile, you need authorities to know what you're doing.
Anyway, yes. So, and Odile just wrote in the chat that she'll be in France, and will try to hook up with some of the activists there. I see we've just been joined by Angie Whitehurst.
Hello, Angie. Who are you?
Hello.
Can I just say the car thing? I totally hear you about the temperature being limiting and perhaps like not being able to walk in heat, that's not safe for some people. Even if people gathered at a meeting point, like in a community center or something, that could also be an option. The car thing, it makes me wonder about like pollution.
Yeah.
So
It is. I was thinking about that myself, and also last year what we did, it was in Goddard Hall. It was inside, and it was very good inside. Kids were doing stenciling of the kagami, the little characters for peace in Japanese, and it was very comfortable inside.
Okay.
How many people have Priuses in your area? Let's try economical, less energy, less
I
pollution
think
cars.
I'll tell you right now, for Tucson, it's going to be inside.
Okay, we hear you. We hear you.
Okay, then, so Boston, this Eileen is a Boston person. I'm a Palo Alto branch person. I'm sure we could arrange something. Judith, you are in San Diego. Do you think you could rustle up some people to do this? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Pam has joined us, and I don't think she heard what we were talking about.
So Cheryl was asking if I in San Diego would be able, or that something could happen in San Diego along these lines for Hiroshima and Nagasaki Day, but I'm not in a branch. We tried with Ann Hoiberg, and I worked and tried to get people together and interested in a WILPF San Diego branch and had no luck. So as of right now, there isn't a branch in San Diego. There's just me.
Okay, but there are, I mean, I know Code Pink and things like that are all over the place. This would be something where you could collaborate with a sister organization. I'm
sure,
thinking.
yeah.
So Pam's been here a long time. Do you see? But maybe we could ask her about Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's one of the ones who already do something.
Yeah, we do. We have Lanterns for Peace, and we have one here in Milwaukee, and there's one that Position for Social Responsibility that's in Madison. And we have a pretty big one. Like I said, everybody really looks forward to it. We get 60 people at least to come.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Okay. And then Elena Mass has her hand up.
But I love this idea of somebody from Hiroshima. If you could do it on the day of Hiroshima, then
I don't know, because they're very busy on the day of Hiroshima, but then it is 11-hour, 12, 13-hour time difference. So I suppose it would be early in the morning. So yeah,
or pre-recorded even maybe. Anyway,
I'll get in touch with Yoko and see what she thinks of the idea.
Okay.
And I remember
McGregor.
Elena, you by the way, Elena, I have changed your name on the discussion list and the committee list.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, you might want to change your name on your Zoom.
It is. She's good.
No, I changed it, but
Oh, you changed it, okay.
at the root.
In the future. Well, I'm glad that Linda brought it up and opened up the discussion, because the little tiny town that I'm at in the summer, in August 6th and 9th, we had a wonderful lantern ceremony with putting our lanterns in the brook, and it turned out 3 of the 15 people had fathers or relatives that had connected to the war, and one of them was a very high-level officer, and so we went around, we told stories, and people read from the WILF readings, the actual different wonderful speeches that had been told either by, post-war descriptions of what happened. So but that's a tiny little group, and I know they're not going to walk anywhere. These are rural areas, and we have edited somebody's house that had the little brook. But Linda, I'm wondering whether that the possibility to add to your quilt is the quilt tile quilt is still open, because people could be doing something concrete like that you put your lantern in the water, then I just wonder, these are people who are very domestically talented. They could do a tile.
That program, no, unfortunately, it'd be too late, because all of the quilters that are physically going to be assembling the tiles into a quilt, that's scheduled for June, linked to a memorial quilt for Gaza. It doesn't mean that a different initiative couldn't happen, but I think that it would just have to be separate. But I mean, maybe there's an opportunity to do a combination of some people. I mean, I heard you, Cheryl, you said people are going to do stuff anyway. So maybe it's a combination of some people march, some people do something different. But if there's a way to tie it all together, maybe through connecting with WILP Japan in Zoom in a room or in phones, or I don't know, I think that could be cool. It's just about, maybe elevating what WILP is already doing and encouraging more branches to do it with allies, to just, this whole year has been about rejuvenating and relifting WILP and getting more visible so we can have more impact. So, and I actually remember, Cheryl, last August, you put out this great, what I call a toolkit. You sent by email, like, here's some key messages, here's some fact sheets. Could this March idea connect with WILP Japan? Just be part of that, whatever kit you're going to put together, bolt it in. Yeah.
That's our branches by and large are very autonomous, and as you've probably understood now, and so our issue committee strategy usually is to send them a toolkit and some ideas, and then let them take what they will from it. And especially, and then there are certain dates that we try to make them focus on, because there are quite a few dates that come up during the year, like International Day of Peace, the International Day of Abolishing Nuclear Weapons, and so on and so forth. So, as far as I'm concerned as a co-chair, I think we could, the committee can say that a short march to make it more visible, whatever it is, if they could add that to what they would normally do anyway, is well within our capability for this summer. You've given us enough notice, and we use the e-news and we can use the e-alerts. So
yeah. And I think that special connection with WILF Japan, if it's possible to do, that would make it extra special.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, looking at the dates, the Jane Addams is which Wednesday is it usually? Anybody remember? Is a certain Wednesday every month?
Yeah, Jane Addams meetings are the third Wednesday of every month.
Right. The third Wednesday would be 15th of July, for example. And then the third,
and that is the day before the first atomic bomb.
Right, that's
at Alamogordo. So that would be an appropriate time to have a meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then it's still quite some time before the August dates, but I don't think that matters. So does anybody else have anything they want to say on this idea? Can we, as a committee, say we'll expand
We'll
the
be
offering?
delighted to work with you on this, Linda.
Mhm.
Great.
And Shelby probably can offer some.
And Shelby,
practical
yes.
help.
Great. That's exciting.
Yes.
Now, just FYI, we represent the leadership, but not everybody else in the branch may want to agree. So we've got to bring it back to the branch members too.
It's Boston.
Oh, that's Boston and probably other branches as well.
yeah.
They try to work collectively
Right.
to keep the peace.
Right. So, well, we give them the idea and then they choose whether to do it or not, but giving people tools and resources and printed material that they can borrow from is usually helpful. And then of course we make a big deal that this is actually a national WILF national effort, and to encourage them to feel like, they're part of that bigger community, I think is what you're aiming for.
Yeah, yeah.
How
And
many people do you have showing up for your monthly talks, Linda?
Shelby, I would
Oh.
Shelby tracks that better, but I think I know they incrementally increase every month. The last one was like, I don't know, was it 50?
Yeah, it's about 50. It's somewhere in between 40 and 60. Somewhere.
Yeah.
And then
And
for like our December one, it was like 75 people that came. It was pretty big.
yeah, normally the general rule of thumb is however many people RSVP, about 50 to 60% of those people actually show up in real life.
Right.
So we always get way more RSVPs, but still we get between 50 to 60 showing up. So that's pretty good. So
this is what you
do that,
call
put it on their calendar.
your town hall. Is this what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The
Oh,
town hall?
The monthly member meetings.
Yeah.
I'm just trying.
Yeah, and I've stopped doing the ED town halls because I now join the monthly member meetings. It's just more efficient.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I used to do a monthly ED open
Yes.
house.
Yes.
But now
That's not what
instead
you're talking about.
You're just putting it all in one.
yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is
The date is the 3rd Wednesday?
That's the Jane Addams
that's
meeting.
if we wanted to borrow their spot, but we're not obliged to.
Well, I think we need to
If
let
we
Diane know we want to.
wanted, yes.
Yeah.
If we
People
wanted.
are used to that, and I think that if it's already something that
really
they're used to
useful.
looking for, then it's
Yes.
helpful.
Since it's already national,
Yeah.
it's useful.
And having good speakers, having good events draws more people to it. And Jane, it should be a big branch, but people don't really know about it or don't participate in it. But Diane's been doing a good job promoting it, and she puts out really good newsletters. She's sharing information from.
Sorry, I'm not quite tracking. Are you saying that? Actually, I'm not quite getting it. Sorry. We should promote this at the next Jane Addams branch. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, the Jane Addams branch, it really is more like the one WILPF call.
Yeah.
It's and so I think we should promote it at the next Jane Addams branch.
Oh yeah, great, yeah.
But you also want to take their spot for a Zoom hookup with WILPF
in July.
Yeah.
Right.
Will
Japan.
With WILPF Japan, if we can
got it. Okay.
If we can't get Hiroshima Day, then we can get it and do it in July, maybe. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it would be the day after Hiroshima's Day for them. So if we can.
After Trinity.
No, I'm talking about Hiroshima Day. I'm gonna ask her if she's willing to do it, and if it would be better to do it the day after Hiroshima for her, the morning after, or the morning the morning of July 16th, because in Japan.
So, but July the 16th is not Hiroshima Day.
No.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
That's Trinity Day.
That's Trinity Day, right.
So it will be Trinity Day in Japan.
Japan, right.
But is there, Ellen, I know that we're going to talk to hopefully WILPF Japan. Do you think there's an opportunity like during the week of August 6 to 9 to actually like create a moment where we can
Yes, I would
invite?
like to.
Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
You'd
So,
go for that first. You'd aim for that first.
yeah, I'll aim for the Hiroshima week first, and if that doesn't work, then we can. I'm just trying to think that July 16th is a day that causes people to think about nuclear weapons, and so it would be an appropriate time to kind of put you into that time that, you know, it spreads it out. It's sort of like having Three Kings Day, you know, it's
No, it's a good idea, Ellen. Thank you.
yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, what's next here?
You're right. Thank you, Linda. So I think you've got agreement that we'll be working on this, making more suggestions for branches, and you know, individuals can ask Code Pink or Back from the Brink people if they'll join. You know, that's
we should.
Back from the Brink. We heard from them today at the talk this afternoon that I hope some of you went to, out of New York here. They've got what they call hubs. You know, they've got what I would call chapters. So, and a lot of other organizations do things around Hiroshima and Nagasaki Day. So this you know, possibility of joining up with them.
Great. I have my hand up.
Oh, yes.
And nobody commented on my comment that I think we could also contact if our town has a Japanese club.
Oh,
Okay.
Why not? One of them came to our meeting. He just saw it, and I hadn't thought to contact the Japanese club. He came as an observer, I guess. So that's something that I bet a lot of towns have, a Japanese club.
Which is
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's usually a cultural thing. It's not those people who wish to learn the language. It's more of a cultural.
They're varied. You know, it just depends in any given community what any Japanese club is about. They're not all standardized.
Right. Okay.
Maybe even the Japanese community, but of course they will be doing their own remembrances, and we have to respect that.
Yeah, but we wouldn't do it.
And some of us attend those and speak. At least I have, and it's quite moving because it's more solemn and spiritual when they do it. It's pretty wonderful.
So I think working with them rather than one coming because he just heard of it. I didn't think to contact them. I should have.
Okay,
thank you.
That's a good idea. Let's do it.
Great. Thank you for being receptive to this. I look forward to like working on you with this. I have to go back to hosting my guests. We're going to the beach tonight.
Oh,
wow.
Lucky you.
Take care.
I hope you're not taking a dip. Are you taking a dip?
No way. No way. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. I want. Oh, Shelby. Shelby, are you still here? Yeah. Are you on our discussion list?
No, I was just here to hear your feedback for the Hiroshima Nagasaki idea.
Well, would you like to be on the list or no?
Oh, no, I'm good. I don't have anything to say. I'm grateful that I get to spend some time with y'all.
Thank you.
No, I'm wondering if you would like to be on the disarm list, if you would like to know when there are meetings coming. And,
you mean the listserv, like the email list?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I would like that. Yes, please.
Right.
Thank you.
Do you want to be on the discussion list and the committee list, which is the more formal announcement kind of thing, or would you rather just have the committee?
More of the formal like committee list is for me.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm gonna drive back from Tucson to Phoenix, so I'm gonna hang up too. Okay.
Be careful.
I will. It's not that long. It's only 2 hours. Not that long.
Okay. Well, you can
okay.
you can leave yourself on there and just listen if you want to.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. If my system or once I get past Marana, if my service isn't the greatest, it might go in and out, but I'm happy to listen. So no problem.
Okay. All right.
Ciao.
Okay.
So the next thing on the agenda is hot topics, the Gaza-Israel situation.
Gone over. Mhm.
Um,
I think because we spent so much on that previous one, I think we should try to go fast through some of these. But anyway,
we don't have all.
Cheryl brought something on the agenda about that, the Gaza situation.
yeah, right. So if people just read the agenda and go to some of these websites, you'll understand what's
Okay.
happening. You know, that
All
it's,
right. So we'll pass on to, do we have any news about Russia?
well,
Ukraine, Russia, but
Yeah.
yeah, but there's more to Russia than just Ukraine. So
Well,
again,
Oh,
there
I
was,
do. I have something, but that's for in communications.
okay,
I definitely have something about Russia, but it's
And
not Ukraine.
okay.
what did I say in the agenda? As I told you, I don't.
No ongoing discussions among Ukraine, Russia, and the USA. Russia's
Yeah.
still
No,
bombarding
this is an
Ukraine.
entirely new thing. It's
Yeah.
about a Swedish woman who might do a Zoom.
Okay, but
Okay.
so
You
you
said
know,
there's something about a joint statement by Alan, Cheryl, and Gloria.
but we're going to get to that in a moment. I just want to make sure you're all up to date with the fact that there's really not much, no effort going towards any diplomatic ending of this war, and this is should be making us all unhappy, and of course. Everybody's attention is turned to the fact that we've been bombing Iran and Israel is bombing Lebanon. So that's where we're at. But we have been trying to make a suggestion, which is a small group of us, which tells you in the agenda, we were thinking to merge a couple of different ideas. And Alan Haber isn't here. He explained he would be not attending. So we had Gloria started a letter to Secretary Rubio to tell him, we really didn't we wanted a diplomatic solution. Alan had an additional separate idea, which was let the people who live in the Donbass decide for themselves what they want to happen, by having what he called a plebiscite, or you might call it a referendum. And that is now, there's been a lot of discussion amongst us. You've seen some of it on the Disarm listserv, the discussion listserv, whether we want to believe previous referendum. And Alan pointed out that the two topics didn't necessarily fit together in one letter. And some of us have been away, and so that small group hasn't actually made much more progress. I can tell you that I met an academic the other day whose specialty is Ukraine. And when I asked him if he thought another plebiscite would be good, he said, well, they had one in 1991, okay, where the whole country voted to become a sovereign country and have nothing more to do with Russia. This was as the USSR was breaking up. So in his mind, that 1991 plebiscite is the one we should listen to, because he said, if you try to have one now in the Donbass, it would not be a free and unimpeded thing.
It's in the middle of a war.
Because there's what they call an occupying force, etc. So, which is the problem with the previous plebiscites that happened in 2022. So that's so my opinion is that I've heard from enough people now, including people whose specialty this is, that suggesting a plebiscite in Donbass is not a good idea. So, Elena, I see your hand up.
That's my opinion.
Yes, and Ideal has hers too. Yeah, I'm really sorry that we this is so controversial, and Alan and Odile and Gloria and I and Peggy have really gone at this. And I have been sending a lot of materials, including an enormously important survey, and I think it was 22. And there was a referendum in 22, and I even found the old YouTube of that referendum, and I sent it to everybody to show, that for me, it looked out very authentic. Gloria questioned it. But and also that survey that I just mentioned, this institute, Eastern European Institute, it was a pro-Ukraine, the way I interpret it, it was a fairly pro-Ukraine institute. But they even explained that most of the Russian-speaking people, after 8 years of civil war, were ready to go with whoever is offering them jobs and pensions. And that's pretty much the case. There's no question in my mind, because I like to listen to all varieties of videos on it that brings you right there live. You don't need to guess or even ask the experts. It's right there in front. I've always said this, in front of our faces if we just look for it. So they have restored some of those destroyed places. And the 1922 referendum was clearly to stay with Russia. And I don't believe, yes, of course, I'm sure it's very heavy-handed security in all of those areas that have been taken over, have been expanded. The Russian Federation has now adopted them, and all those earlier people's militias, the Donbass People's Liberation and the Lugansk People's Liberation, they all voted. None of them wanted to be independent because they knew for practical reasons, how can you be independent when you've got, but now with the war going as it is on the land, the people are in that direction, although I'm sure they're not recovered. They're not happy having lost their homes. But anyway, that's my take. So I'm sorry I had to say this again and again and again, but we have shared a lot of very real live information from people live on the spot. And I did find the referendum video that I sent out. I don't know if people want to see that. I'm glad to see it. But this is quite controversial now. It's not all black and white. A lot of people are not pro-Ukrainian, and a lot of people are not pro-Russian. But anyway. Anyway, it got so controversial that maybe the plebiscite wasn't the thing to do. The survey was extremely broad, and it was telephone survey by these very noted academics throughout Europe that were calling to try to find out what the leanings were of the people of Donbass. So that's
That
what
was a phone. I'm sorry,
Time.
Elena, I haven't had time to watch all your things. This was a survey by an academic institute.
Yes,
But they phoned the
very
people.
widespread, and I think it was before the referendum in 22. So maybe that
So
was
this is not a recent one.
no.
Okay.
So Odile said it's time. Do we have anything else that
Right.
we need
Well,
I don't have anything to say about that.
so I
Well,
think
I wanted to say that Macron and the Europeans are trying to get a meeting together for Ukraine, to end the war in Ukraine, because they realize that our president, Trump, is not going to do anything. So now they are gathering. But when I will note next time I have more information.
yes. Well, you can find out. But any of your favorite news channels will tell you what Macron is doing.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I think my conclusion, and Alan didn't sound very happy either from the emails he sent. I think we drop the idea of trying to have a WILPF statement that there should be another plebiscite in Donbass. Okay,
I believe that was what I got from he sent a long post today.
right. So I'm happy not to pursue this.
Mhm.
I'm continuing to write to Alan about it because he's challenging me and I'm challenging him. So we're continuing in the dialogue. I don't think it.
You can do that, but
Yeah.
the issue was whether WILPF US wanted to make official statement that would include calling for another plebiscite, and I think this is too much.
I do think it muddied the waters in our letter to Rubio.
Right. And those of us who've been working on this behind the scenes between meetings can decide if we still want to do a letter to Rubio, okay?
Right.
but we don't have to ask the committee right now. Okay,
No.
so Okay, so let's move on to Iran if we can. And
what did I say?
there's a BBC news article that brings things up to date, and
Right.
need to get your reps to vote against the request for $80 billion more funds.
That continues.
And Odile will report on progress on setting up webinar with Charlotte Dennett and Valentine Mogadam.
Mogadam.
So
Yeah,
can I just,
Mogadam.
so the beginning of that list of things we're going to do in this little section. So if every day Trump says something different, right? And the Straits of Hormuz, oh, they're going to be open. Oh, they're not open. Oh, they're open. And, oh, there's mines. And, you'll see it at your gas pump prices. Okay. And you'll see if you watch the stock market every day, whatever he says, it goes up and down, the share prices of companies like Exxon and Mobil. So, he said, people were supposed to be going to Islamabad to have a meeting, but then he said, no, I'm not going to send them. Now, of course, who he wanted to send was Witkoff and Kushner, who I've been complaining about, and I'm reading in much bigger medias complaining that these are total novices. They're not diplomats. They don't know how you go in and make an agreement to stop a war. And yet Trump continues to use them. Okay. So anyway, so that's, it's, you got to, essentially tell your Congress people that somehow that they got to bring pressure on the money issue, because we're running out. Believe it or not, we've used so many interceptors to stop the missiles coming out of Iran, who have obviously, if you hit a country, it's going to hit you back, right? That we're running out. And some of those things, they take several years to make, and they cost $1 million-ish each. Anyway, so it is just an awful situation. But we were trying to set up a webinar to learn from a couple of people. So tell us.
I will give you a report about that. I wrote to each Val, Mogadam, and I wrote also to Charlotte. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And Val say that the problem is that you just went away with the NPT, so we didn't want to do something right off the bat because of the NPT. But she is in London on the 10th of May at the UNESCO in Paris between the 18th and 22 of May, and in Madrid on the 10th to 17th of June. So it wouldn't be before the end of June or after the 17th of June that she would be back.
This is Charlotte.
Yeah, no, this is Val.
This
Val
is Valentine.
Mogadam.
Okay.
Yeah, she's very busy. She's in London, Paris, and Madrid. So she is too busy, and we could speak after the middle of June when she comes back. But Charlotte also is very, very busy. She sent a note that I forwarded to you all, saying that her book is getting a lot of attention and she's getting many interviews. And so she is fairly busy right now, and she has not responded. Val responded directly to me, but Charlotte has not responded directly to me because Robin Lloyd was going to speak to her. And she was the one that was supposed to get back to me, but she could have responded because I sent her 2 letters so far now. So she didn't respond to me, but they are both too busy until the middle of June.
Right.
I'll call Robin.
And we were hoping, of course, because this war is continuing, originally we hoped for a soon event while the war was happening, hoping, of course, that it was going to finish. Now it's continuing. Hopefully by the 17th of June, something will be sorted. But
they could still tell us about the conclusion of
Yeah.
what has happened.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting. But yes, if we wanted to exert more pressure, that's not the way to do it. Or we have to find 2 other people that
Right.
could speak.
Yeah.
I know one that is in Iran right now and maybe could be on a webinar. She's a biologist from Ann Arbor, and she's in Iran. But I noticed that at the city hall she was speaking, so maybe she could be on a webinar. I need to ask her. And
Mhm.
she would be in Iran, but we would need still to have someone who could analyze the whole situation, and we don't have that.
Right. So, but am I not right that Charlotte has agreed to talk at a Jane Addams meeting?
Yes,
Yes. And what's that date?
I don't have the date in front of
It's
me.
in May.
Yeah,
Yes. If it's the third, what did we decide the Jane Addams ones were? The third Wednesday? Is that what somebody told us? Third Wednesday, which would make it the 20th of May. I'm sorry, because I'm sitting here in New York and I don't have all my stuff, my normal stuff around me that I would be able to tell you these things. I was hoping some of you would remember.
Jane
Anyway, so-
Addams is the third Wednesday.
Yeah, so
The third Wednesday, so in May will be what date?
the 13th. Excuse me, the
May
20th.
13th.
20th. So 20th.
So maybe
you-
we could just join that
Yeah,
Jane
we should all-
Addams meeting
Yeah, we
and
should all
try
go
to
to that.
find more information that she has.
Yes.
But meanwhile, if we want to organize more, maybe we have to find new people. If we
So-
want to do it now, soon,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I
somebody
mean,
talked
like
about-
in beginning of May, maybe that would be soon.
Mhm. I don't know this Valentine lady at all, but somebody seemed to think that she was quite informed about Iran and the regime.
Yes,
and
but
what have you.
except she told me that she's getting more distanced from it because last war, that was, you remember, in a couple months ago, or I don't know, 6 months ago,
Mhm.
when they bombed all the nuclear material, she was speaking and she got 2 stomach ulcers. So she says she's distancing a little bit to it, but she could give us an analysis on the whole Middle East. So I don't know what to tell you. I am kind of stuck right now.
Right. Well,
We've had her in Boston, and she's wonderful. She's part of our chapter, and she comes to the meetings, and she's been wonderful. Linda's stopped by and talked to her classes, and they had lunch. This is with Eileen and Linda and Val, and we've heard her speak, and she's an outstanding speaker. She is an expert. She's Iranian herself. And she's very she's a wonderful speaker.
Yeah.
So
Well, she's speaking in London, Paris, and Madrid, so she must be an excellent speaker. I wish I was that good.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much, Odile, for pursuing this.
I tried,
Yes.
and I sent them both 2 letters already. So,
Right.
and
So
I also spoke with Robin Lloyd face to face on the phone.
Robin's going to get on the phone
So,
right now.
so Eileen was just talking to Robin by the phone, and she's
Okay.
Robin's going to join the Zoom in a moment. But I think we've probably said enough about this.
Okay. Well, when Robin comes on, she should tell us what
If she knows anything. But
Yeah.
Val seems to be the hold up, and with a very good reason when she's got all these travels.
But should we?
Yeah, but no, they are both busy right now,
And
both
Charlotte-
of them.
Odile, but shouldn't we ask Val when she comes back in July to?
Oh,
June
yes,
7th.
we should.
Yeah.
We should, because she will have a lot to tell us, not only from her trips, but also from the situation. So,
Right,
yes,
why don't you pin her down? Pin her down for a date.
I
then.
will. And she was very warm and friendly when I addressed her, so it was nice.
Mhm. Okay, well, it's sometimes with people like that, you have to give them 2 or 3 months ahead and
Yes.
say, give her a date and say, this is,
Okay. What would be a good date? We need to speak.
The Jane Addams night, maybe the same night, so they could maybe.
well, the third Wednesday is the 17th, but she's only just coming back, so that wouldn't be too much. We doesn't have to
17th of what?
I
June.
think Charlotte,
Of June.
could I say something?
Yeah, Robin's on now, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I think Char said that after the 15th of May, she'd be glad to do it. So let's just make a date.
Right.
In June or July?
But Valentine's can't do it till the June the 17th, so that's why we're pushing
What
it.
about the 20th of May?
Yeah, sure.
No.
What day is that?
You told us that Val isn't back till the 17th of June.
Oh, the 7th. That's true, you're right. So the 20th of June.
Oh my gosh, that's way off.
No,
Yeah.
that's a Saturday. You know, we don't have to go on a Jane Addams evening, okay?
But it's the 17th.
Right. To me, the 24th. Why do we just say the 24th? And we've got Zoom. We have Zoom capabilities. We don't have to.
Okay. Okay. I will ask her if that's possible.
Right. June 24th.
Does it have to be Wednesday?
No, it doesn't have to be Wednesday.
Wednesday is very busy for me.
Okay. Then June 23rd is a Tuesday. Okay. June 23rd. You know, we're all, okay. And I would, so those of you in the East, what's the latest time you're willing to start?
But
when
Robin,
can't
when
do the
would
23rd.
Charlotte would speak up after the 15th of May?
Yeah, so she should be available on June the 23rd, but
Wow.
a 7 o'clock start for you in the East?
Yes.
I've got a conflict for 7 o'clock.
I have a conflict on the 23rd.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then how about the
How about
25th?
how about the 22nd?
22nd is a Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, but what time? So she has a time. 7 o'clock start of a webinar. It'll be 7 there and 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Palo Alto.
7 p.m. Okay.
Okay. And the date again is what?
Aiming
May?
for June 22nd is what we're going to offer to
June,
Val.
okay.
And
Okay.
what are we calling this?
What are we calling this?
Iran and the Middle East.
Well, the real reasons for bombing Iran,
Okay.
because I don't believe it's really to do with nuclear weapons. It's because our oil companies want access to their oil
Real reason for the war in Iran.
against Iran.
Or why bomb Iran? How about that for
Right, something like that. And the other reason, of course, is President Trump wants us all to be distracted from the Epstein files. That to me is another.
So do you want you want me to make a Zoom registration with a Zoom
Yes, that
and have
would be good.
registration?
Not
So-
yet. Let's see if Valentine agrees first.
Yeah. Let's
but-
see if they both agree.
But we'll have a special. We won't use this.
And I will
address
send
for
you an
We'll do a
email,
special one.
Ellen. I will
Okay.
send you an email as soon as I know.
send me a text and let me know that you sent
Okay,
me
a
an email.
text.
Yeah.
So what is it? June 26th, it's a Monday. It's a Monday. Okay. And I like the 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, because we haven't yet reached dinner time in California, and hopefully you could have all had your dinner by then in the East.
Yes, 7
being able
p.m.
to-
is all the programs are either 7 or 7:30. So
Okay,
we
all
are
right.
used to that.
Thank you. I'm putting my cell number in the chat. So that if anybody has anything that you urgently need to get in touch with me about, if you send me an email, please send me a message on my phone that you have sent it so I can look for it. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we're done with 4C, right? Are we on to the 5s?
Is Charlotte coming on the 3rd Wednesday of May? Is that still happening?
Yes, that is a Jane Addams thing where she gets, I think she gets 20 minutes.
All right, the third Wednesday.
It's McGregor. Greg, it's your turn to talk.
Oh shoot. Okay, here we go.
All I want to say is that I'm continuing the work on seeing if it's possible to do night protests at Vandenberg. And Cheryl Spencer is going to be a speaker at an event on May 8th that will be at 7:30 in the morning Pacific time, a little later for other people on a Friday. And the question is going to be, these are people in Los Angeles. One of the problems of them is that people from North California, it was very hard for Cheryl to get there. These are LA people, they're car people, it's a 2-hour drive. So we are going to be exploring, this group may take up sponsoring the protests from Los Angeles. So they may not, but without a support group, it can't be done. You guys know, I tried to do it all by myself and it made me very cranky and difficult. I apologize. The fault was I didn't know how to ask for help. I have learned how to ask for help, and now I don't take on the impossible alone. So with Cheryl, we'll be exploring the question if this is a valuable thing to do. So if you have an opinion, give it to Cheryl. If you have no, we shouldn't do that. It's a waste of energy. Yes, it's very important. If you're neutral, shut up. We got that. If you have a valuable idea, Cheryl will be your spokespeople because you were with me through the trials of trying to start it up again post-pandemic. I want to tell you, I was having panic attacks and handling things badly, but with a stable source of support and a coherent organization to work with every week, we meet the Interfaith Communities United for Justice and Peace. So we'll send you the invitation. Don't worry about it now. It isn't ready yet, but I'll send you the invitation. If you want to come, you'll see where things are going. I want to thank you for all the support you gave me through the difficult years of trying to restart it, and tell you I regret having been cranky, and it came from having panic attacks working alone. We can't do anything alone.
Right. True.
So I want to just say, I really value the work you do, and our working together is the key. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. So
And stay with us, come with us. I mean, I hope you're not giving us up for the other group.
It's just that a human being can only do so many meetings.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
just so that you also know, our dear friend Nouri Ranhi is leaving for Iran on May 3rd, a week from today. Isn't that amazing?
Right.
Wow.
I think Jan and Val, the same Val, are talking to her on Wednesday to see how we can be with her in spirit.
Yeah.
So
Well, I would like to be part of that conversation if there were a way to do so. I'm very fond of Nuri. I traveled with her and she wanted me to go to Japan with her.
why don't you call her? It would
I
really
will.
make a difference.
I will.
If you don't have her phone number, you can ask
I
me.
have it. No,
You have it.
Yeah.
She would be so glad to hear from you. She and Alan are just going, and anything could happen to cancel it. They're just,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had conversations with other groups in the Iranian diaspora who were not happy with some of the opinions they heard Nori describing. Okay,
Let me say something about
yeah,
that.
you have to
Yeah,
understand.
let me
there's a
say
split.
something.
There's
I
a
want to
split. Yeah.
just let me say something. We didn't stand by Nuri when she was being attacked and criticized. The reason she is considered pro-government is that she is pro-government. Is that clear? She is pro-government. The government loves her. She is a philanthropist. She builds schools for girls. If you go to a country and build middle schools, she built them for Afghan refugees, the refugees in Iran from our US war. And so the accusations of her being pro-government, yes, she's pro-government. The government loves her. Does that mean that if a government loves you for building schools in their country, does that mean you endorse all their policies? Of course it doesn't.
Okay.
And it's just so unfair because it's her own generosity that's being used against her. So yes, it is true. She is pro-government in the sense of working with the education departments to build her schools, and they love her. And that's true. So the accusations are true, but the countries are now at war. And we let Nuri down when she needed us, and I really hope that we step up now, and that's up to you.
What can we do now for her?
We could send people with her. We could send a WILPF delegate with her.
Oh, that's a dangerous thing to do.
Yes, but she's doing it.
Yeah, but that's different. She's Iranian.
Well, we could do whatever. I'm not asking anything. All I'm asking is not to spread gossip about her being pro-government, which were lies spread by people
Right,
paid.
that was very unfortunate. I agree with you, McGregor.
It was great
Yeah, I
pain.
Yeah,
agree
that is
also.
really terrible. But I want to say something. What happened with her is happening to a lot of other people. It's even happened to me. When you take a stance that is doing no harm to make peace, to make things better, and other people have this behavior, or you're either the enemy or you're with us. If you're not with us, then you're the enemy. And they don't care about what it is you're doing. They don't even look at it. So this is something that maybe Will can address in another way in terms of helping everybody else who is doing the same kinds of things.
Yes.
And if this group makes a statement on that, then that will deter other people who are haters, who are jealous, or who are self-righteous in their own belief. That would put them on notice that they have to be respectful and tolerant and understanding and not condemning, because doing no harm and helping people does not have a side.
I think it would be good to when I call Nuri, I would like to suggest that we do a e-news article about her trip, and both before and afterwards we can we can put an announcement out about her going, and then when she comes back and have her speak about it, have her definitely be on a Jane Addams branch call and to talk about what she learned while she was there and show her the respect that she deserves. She's a wonderful person. She's very generous and kind. She was wonderful to me. She and I traveled, and her husband, we traveled to Japan together and all over the West Coast. And I feel guilty that I'm not going with her, but
Okay, so fine. Can we? All right. So I think we've
We
all said
need to
enough.
move on.
Yes.
Time.
So I wasn't sure where that. So that was the beginning of 5I, right? So we're now, I was
Oh.
just going to,
Now we're on the NPT.
yes. So I was just going to show you a few photographs from this morning. So Eileen and I are here. Eileen came by bus, so she didn't get here in time for the rally. So I'd say a couple of hundred people rallied on the steps of the old New York Public Library on Fifth Avenue. And I'm going to share some photographs. I should be able to share, right? And let's see. So here, I'm going to start. Okay. All right. So I just went around, taking photographs. So here, for example, is Tim and Wallace on the left. They're holding up the warheads to windmills, which is one of our coalition groups. Here are those three people in school uniform are from a high school in Nagasaki who've come specifically to talk to the NPT. They are called peace messengers, for example. You can see that there was a microphone and loudspeakers so people would hear what the rally we were talking about. So then after about an hour and a half of speeches, and the Raging Grannies were there. They did some singing at the beginning. This is the New York Raging Grannies. And then this was all prearranged. There was a police escort, and we walked down 42nd Street with the police on their motorbikes stopping the traffic on the avenues so we could continue to walk. This was a group from obviously drumming with the lady in the purple there, a very enthusiastic drumming. So there was drumming going on as we walked.
We're only seeing one picture.
I don't
Cheryl.
see a woman with purple.
Oh, so sorry.
It's not changing.
It's not changing. Pardon me.
Okay.
We did that last year, didn't we? Walk down
Yes, we did.
Well,
42nd Street.
I remember doing
we
this.
went to the Isaiah Wall.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So, all right.
You should go out of it and come back in.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, it's dear. Not sure. Yeah, I downloaded these from my okay. So just a minute now. No. Oh God. Never mind. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to send them you all by email, okay? Because I don't want to take any more time up. But many organizations that we know were represented on the march. ICANN was there, back from the brink. And then the main point was that mostly it was Hibakusha and the Hidenko people, and then the people from Korea, who at the same time are trying to get a armistice to be done with and declare the end of that war. So whether we get in the newspapers remains to be seen. A lot of photographing was done, a lot of TV cameras, mostly from Japan. Okay, I can't say that I saw any American TV cameras. And most of these people will be at the NPT. So we did not stop at the US mission, which is often where we have another demonstration outside the US mission to the UN. But they did have barriers up in case we decided to rush them. But we didn't. I looked inside, and on the wall there was, of course, the photograph of Trump, Vance, and Rubio. So anyway, that was, so it was very inspiring to be there. I was carrying, just one last thing, I was carrying the No More Nukes and Say No to Nukes, which Diffused Nuclear War provided some time ago. I brought it from home. A lot of people took a picture of that because it's nice, bold, and easy to read. And then one lady came up to me at the end. She said, "Where did you get that from?" she said, I'm Emma Claire Foley of Diffuse Nuclear War. I designed that that poster. I said, well, you provided them 2 or 3 years ago, and I keep them and I bring them out to every demonstration I go to. So it was nice to meet Emma, who, you know, she's going to be there at the NPT conference inside the UN building. And anyway, so quite a few people that I only ever see on Zoom. So that was nice to have that opportunity.
Do you have the Abolition 2000 list of activities on the
Yes.
28th?
Yeah, there is every day 3 or 4 side events are going on, and the 5 of us who are going to be here, Eileen and I and 3 other people. So Julie Leake was there, the coordinator of the New York chapter branch, and so we've got to work out how to divide up some of these side events because they overlap. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to invite all the WILPF people. So we supposedly got WILPF people from Nigeria, from Afghanistan. The lady from Austria can't come because she's not got enough money. And I think the people from Afghanistan and Nigeria are actually stationed here in the US. So I'm going to invite them to come over to the condo that I've rented here, which is 6 minutes walk from the UN.
Oh, that's good.
To have an informal gathering so we can at least meet each other. I asked Laura Varela if we could make it a farewell party for Ray Atchison. If you missed that, Ray Atchison is retiring from Reaching Critical Will at the end of the NPT. I wanted to, you know, be able to give our thanks to her. Laura said she'd already asked her if she'd like a farewell party, and she said no, she wouldn't. So the best I can do at the moment, I'm going to invite her and not tell her it's a farewell party. I've brought some cards, some blank cards, and I'm going to go around and ask people to write in them to say thank you. For 20 years, she's led Reaching Critical Will. And she was speaking this afternoon. I'm hoping some of you attended that event, the tectonic plate, the tectonic, what's it called? Tectonic geopolitical changes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
There was a Zoom event
this afternoon, and Ray was one of the speakers. So, so the very least I can do is to carry these blank cards around with me. And when I bump into somebody who I know knows her or knows her work, I will ask them to write a thank you note in one of these cards. Okay.
Very thoughtful. Great idea.
Yes, I know her.
Right. And then we'll try to make sure that I bump into her somewhere. So there's the speeches.
Did you pick up any hints of what she's going to do next?
No, no hints yet. Nobody.
That's what I was going to ask.
Right. I haven't seen, you know, she was not at the rally, and I only saw her on Zoom this afternoon. So she's continuing her work on disarmament. She's just not doing it as leading Reaching Critical Will. Okay. So Friday morning, the 1st of May, when you're all supposed to be on strike anyway and not spend any money, this is May Day Strong. That is the morning that the NGOs, or civil society as we're called, is allowed to address all the diplomats in the General Assembly. So from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock Eastern Time is when they have 25 speeches, okay? They get 3 minutes each, and Ray is about number 10. And so all these different organizations that are here are each going to give their 3-minute speech. And then they all have longer speeches that they're cutting out, you know, bits, the 3-minute part. Anyway, all this will be happening. I arranged my flight so I can definitely attend all of that. So I believe this whole thing is on UN TV, okay? So you should be able to watch via the UN TV that session, okay?
What was the time again?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
On May 1st?
Yes. Okay. I will hopefully have time to look it up. I didn't have time to look up, but
It was absolutely wonderful last year in the UN. I watched it. All these nonprofits speaking so eloquently and honest, so straightforwardly. It's really, really worth it. They were as good as any of the UN diplomats.
right. That would have been probably the TPNW
Yeah, that was
conference, right? But it's the same people essentially come to the TPNW and come to the NPT. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to tell you about. And then I think I've got the GDAMs there. So we're in the middle of this global disarmament, global campaign against militarization spending. So you've seen the toolkit. It's there in the agenda again. And the very least is you can tell your Congress people not to vote for any more money to be spent on the Iran war. And in fact, somebody has analyzed that all the money, we gave them $1 trillion already, almost $890 million were given to the defense and the DOE for this year, and they've not spent it all. Okay, they've got money in the bank. Okay, so they've not actually found enough ways to spend it. So for sure, don't give them any more because they've not spent what they've already got. That if you want a simple argument to tell your congressperson to vote against this.
Can we find where it come from? Can you find the source?
Yes, I mean, I will forward you one of those.
Thank you. We need the document to send to them.
So these people over the Pentagon have a very large coalition, and there are people inside there who spend all day, this is their pay to do this, working out who's spent what on what weapons and how much money is taken, and therefore there's money left over. Okay, and so and now he wants $1.5 trillion. You've seen that this coming year. The October the 1st is when the government's fiscal year starts. And so this is an abomination, as they say. All right. So please look in the agenda and find the toolkit and do something between now and May the 9th is when we are supposed to be really working against military spending. Anyway, fine. I'll shut up now. Thank you.
Okay. So shall we move on to the
yourself?
Yeah. Okay. So, for one thing, I am planning on visiting all of the current co-sponsors of Norton's bill with my daughter and granddaughter when we go to Alliance for Nuclear Accountability DC
New Zealand
Days.
soldiers have died in the Ukraine, and don't you think that
you turn off, please. Mute.
I said no when I think of that poor soldier who was taken.
So
okay, I got it. All right. So I'm going to go to all of the current co-sponsors with a letter asking them to sponsor Norton's bill because Norton is leaving. She's 88 years old and she's retiring, and there's about 10 people still running for her seat.
Our Prime Minister.
And I've asked for them.
He lied to this poor young man. She allowed him to
Adele, don't be listening.
Adele, you got to turn off the other sound here, please. Okay, thank you. So that's one thing. The other thing is the plutonium pit review. Pam, I need you for this one.
This is later in the agenda. We have a spot for this.
We have a spot for this. Okay, all right. So I have nothing else to say about that, except that I'm going to do some lobbying.
Good.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, the next is the military budget, which you just spoke about. Are you planning to speak more on that? And then it's Elena's turn after that.
Right. No, I think I managed to cover everything in just now. I'm just checking. Well, it was, if anybody did
Did,
anything on
did
Earth
Robin
Day-
Lloyd has anything to say about Charlotte?
So we've done with that.
Yeah, but she was not here when we spoke.
She came and she already said she would be talking to Charlotte, or she has been talking to Charlotte.
Yes.
You must have walked away.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right. I did ask if there was anybody did something on Earth Day that they really wanted to tell us about.
Well,
Alan sent a very nice long explanation of what you did in Ann Arbor. So I don't know.
okay, that's good enough.
Yes, yes. Anybody else do anything for Earth Day that is pertinent?
Yeah. We had just my old environmental group, we had 50 people come from 3 different organizations. And the good part of that, I wish Nancy Price was here, but the good part of that is that they're all determined to clean up the contamination in Little River, which is right between 4 municipalities, including Cambridge. So it was very good to have all those people come. It was the first time they all got together, and this is a state park, the Alewife Reservation. So that was really, really good. I thought it was somewhat of a peace gesture to try to bring those 3 groups together. So people came up to me, "You're a legend in this area." I almost fainted. They remembered me from years and years and years of hard work out there. So that's the Earth Day. That was my Earth Day yesterday.
Yes, we had 3 events last Sunday, Wednesday, and this Sunday. So it was a lot.
Yes.
A lot of Earth Day concert and talks. It was very amazing.
Good. And then Alan wrote a nice report, which you can all read.
Okay.
Have my
Hello.
hand up. Hand.
Go ahead, Glo.
We had
Okay.
the movie. Oh, go
This
ahead.
past, back in Chicago, I am working with Nancy Price on environmental justice for Northwest Indiana, the Calumet region, which is probably the most Cancer Alley part of this country, along with that one down in Louisiana. And they had some demonstrations in Whiting, the refinery town of Whiting, Indiana, on Earth Day. So it isn't just preserving what is beautiful, but environmental justice for people who've been poisoned for over 100 years. That's my report.
For
Thank
Earth
you.
Day.
Pam?
Yeah, we had a showing of Earth's Greatest Enemy, and if you haven't seen that yet, it's really a great film. It was in conjunction with Code Pink, and I think you can arrange a viewing of that wherever you are with them. But we had it at a big theater, and there were a lot of people there, and it turned out really well.
Is that Martin? Is that Martin's film?
Yes, Abby
Tell me-
Martin's film.
For the minutes, can you tell us again the name of the film?
Earth's Greatest Enemy, and it's that is the Pentagon, and it's all about all the pollution by the U.S. Army and Navy, and it's really disturbing. And they talk about RIMPAC, and they talk about I don't know. You just have to watch it. She goes into quite a few different topics.
Martin who?
Abby Martin, the famous journalist. She's done a lot of she's been around a long time.
Okay.
And she made the film, or what?
Hmm?
Avery Martin made the
Yeah,
film.
Abby Martin.
Abby Martin. She's been touring the country showing her film too, and she's a real firebrand.
Okay.
No.
So good to know, yeah. I think we can move on to Gloria.
Oh, okay.
Is there anyone else that wants to say something on Earth Day before I start? Okay, I'm going to start off with Agneta Norberg. I don't know if any of you know Agneta Norberg. I've spoken to her in Swedish because my late husband was Swedish, and I've been to Sweden several times. It's in the chat what her credentials are. She gave a very impassioned speech about 3 months ago in Guam the Global Women United Against NATO. And she wanted to give more, and they just didn't give her that much time because it's very detailed information that she has. She's constantly monitoring the buildup in the Baltic, the run-ins between the Russian ships and the Western oil vessels, and she's got tons of information. And I asked her if she would be willing to do a Zoom. And she said, immediately, whenever you want to do one. So if any of you are willing to sponsor a Zoom with Agneta Norberg, it does not have to be through the Jane Addams. It could be my own Zoom. I could put it on my account, and then I could just go on branches and let whoever wants to know about it. That way it wouldn't be on the calendar, but it would be available to those who are interested. So what do you think of that idea? She's very eager to do it. And I thought they should have given her more time in Guan because she obviously knows what she's monitoring there in Sweden. So that is communications, because she is a very active person in the media in Europe.
So what are you wanting us to do?
I just asked, I said, are you willing to, maybe call it a disarm Zoom?
Yeah.
And then I could do it on my account, or you could do it on whoever's account.
Her particular topic, tell us again.
It's about the increasing cancerous growth of militarization of the Baltic Sea.
Okay.
It's terrible, but we won't, because we're busy having stink bombs by Trump, we don't have time to talk about important things like that. And it's going in silence.
And what is her name again?
It's in the chat. N-A-N-N-E-T A-G-N-E-T, Agneta Norberg. N-O-R-B-E-R-G. I'll read her credentials. In the Steering Committee for the International Peace Bureau, Geneva, Board of Directors for Global Network Against Nuclear Power and Weapons in Space, on the board of Swedish Peace Council and Abolition 2000 Council. This woman is happy to speak and do a Zoom. So I just, we don't have to go in any length on that one because I have two other things I want to talk about. Just, at this point, are you for it or not?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so we'll take it up with her. I need to get back to her then and see what dates, and I will work on logistics. The Rubio draft that we already discussed, I would say just put it on hold for now, because nothing is happening there and things keep shifting. However, in the meantime, I think that we should be devoting time to writing to congressmen, noting that we know where they have their investments. And there are people on the arms appropriation board who have huge investments in Raytheon, in Grumman, Northrop Grumman, and it's out there. The information is out on them. Now, why WILPF has not done this a long time ago, I do not know, but I think it's good to start now. And we can't depend on second groups and wait till they do the research. It's easy to do. We can do it ourselves. And I put out about 4 different posts about who these people are, who the big offenders are. And I even gave a sample letter, but it can also be a phone call. So I would say, if you're interested, go back and look at the posts during this week. One is called Fomenting Revolt of the Political Investor Class Against Autonomous Drones. That was my first post, and that was about Tuesday. Then I did Search 1, and that was about which Congress people and which senators have known investments in these drone producing corporations. That was Search 1. Search 2 was broader, and it yielded different people. There are more than 50 members of Congress who have sizable investments in our industrial military weapons corporations. And some of these people are on the appropriations board. Some of them are on our security council, the what's it called? The Foreign Relations and Security Committee. They shouldn't be doing this. They should not be able to hide them with their spouses. That's what a lot of them are doing. And in addition, what's her name? Shahid Taib. I always get her name wrong. She has a bill out to stop this, that they should not be able to hide these investments through their family members.
There should be a law against it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm urging people in WILF to look at these posts, and you don't have to cover them all, but you can do your own people. I even put out a sample letter that was very concise, and it's really punchy. It's not like these vague letters, just please don't do it. No, you say, I'm appalled. I'm one of your constituents, and I'm appalled to see that you have $250,000 in Northrop Grumman. And that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a get-rich-quick scheme to be in Congress. But then you can soften it at the end and say, we know you're better than this, so please show it. And so that's my big project right at the moment, trying to get WILF to organize around this, because I see the letters, and this is from a person in rhetoric. They're not going to be that effective. Just appealing to them in a vague way, they'll go, yeah. But if you say we have organized around other issues effectively, with the League of Women Voters, we will make this a big issue in the next election cycle. We hope to see that you divested, before then. So let's show that you're better than this.
Gloria, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I certainly have written letters to corporations. I did that with Timon and Vicky several years ago, and I got some interesting responses, but most of all, I got no responses to the 20 plus letters I sent out. I feel like, in a way, you're offering a threat that we're going to expose them.
I think we need to do that.
Excuse me, can I finish?
I do think we need to do that.
I would appreciate a sample letter or two. And as you have already started to talk about, and the clout that you're presenting, you're so good at media, and I am not. I would appreciate some help in that category as well.
Sure, and this letter is not just a letter, but you could use it as talking points for an op-ed.
And that's hard to get, I'm sorry, to get published around here in the larger news, but the smaller ones across Massachusetts, I have gotten published, so I will do that.
Yeah, no, see, that will carry it even farther, and if they actually, that will get their attention if it's getting into op-eds. Well, just like the thing, actually somebody answered my op-ed that was in the Arizona Daily Star just today. And the person who answered said, oh, this is great. Somebody should have said this a long time ago about how Trump distracts everybody. So if you get it in as an op-ed, it will get back to those people.
Great, thanks. I need that badly, and also some time to do all this. Can you
that's why I'm
that as well?
I'm making sample letters.
Though.
I'm sorry to keep going. I'm making sample letters, and I can also make one for a phone call. I can make a sample sort of op-ed beginner, the sort of a skeleton for an op-ed.
Yeah, our big thing is L3 and Raytheon. Oh my God, just go ahead. Send me, bug me again with a personal email. It'll stir me up, okay?
Okay, I'll forward my sample letter that I already have sent to Disarm, because I guess you didn't see it, and I'll send that to you first. It's already done.
Yeah, we're wearing a lot of hats lately. Thank you.
But I think before I go, I want to say what makes this different, in terms of PR or getting into the media. Usually we just appeal or we denounce. This is not just appealing and denouncing. This is saying what at the end you say that we have organized on other issues and we can do this. We we think you're better than this. We don't want to do this and show that you're better. But you could say threatening, but you could say this is an action that you're spelling out that you're going to do in response to your very specific data that you have, not just general we disapprove, but we know where you have your money.
I get you. I like it. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
And this is being done, by other organizations.
So Cheryl,
one thing that we do, we don't do, and we do too much of, is leaning on other organizations. And I want to speak to that point in one sentence. We shouldn't do that. We should do our own research. And let me finish my sentence, please, until my time is up. We should do our own research. We shouldn't lean on this one and that one, because I've looked, and a lot of time their stuff is already a reprint. It's a couple years old, and you can do these searches in a matter of minutes on your own people, and do them once a year, do them once every 6 months, see what they're invested in. And then, okay, I'm done.
It works. You're saying you really should do it for your own congressperson.
For your own congressperson, yeah. Not make a heroic.
Not somebody else's.
Right.
Okay, we have
So
to
with,
move on.
What
with
about the
respect
blacks?
to the agenda, Cheryl, I skipped over, I'll call on you, Judith, in just a second, but I just wanted to say I accidentally skipped over Elena, who wanted to speak for 5 minutes.
Oh,
So,
I didn't mean to take her time.
well, it was
Elena.
my fault because I
Not her
missed
time.
it. So, Judith, you had a question?
No, just kind of a request. Before we skip over the promote piece via treaties, because I know it's marked out like I'm not going to talk about it today, and I won't talk long, but I do want to, I'm here to represent Project Enduring Peace, PEP. And I just want to say a word or two about we are working. We are making progress. We have turned a new leaf where we're going to try now to reach out to many, many, many peace organizations, people who want world peace, so to speak. And so we've sent out some letters already to them and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Are you interested? This is who we are. And I just want to report the very good news that Alan Ware works with the parliamentarians for non-nuclear
Disarmament.
non-proliferation and disarmament. And he wrote back a very long email, very encouraging, because we are on the same wavelength about what needs to be done at the United Nations. So PEP is working. We're working for getting a new treaty or getting rid of or updating the old treaty that we've been trying to use to prevent international warfare. So thank you for letting me insert just a few words to let you know that PEP is still out there. We're working and we're making progress.
Great. Alan's wonderful.
Yeah, he used to be a hippie.
You know him?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I do. I went to The Hague with him. He helped me get a letter from Eleanor Holmes Norton introduced into the World Court at the hearings on the legality of the threat or use of nuclear weapons. I've been a member of Abolition 2000 for decades. So, yeah.
Well, if the occasion comes up and you're in the presence of Alan, you can tell him that PEP is delighted and excited to hear from him about maybe working on something to get a new or updated treaty.
I'll send him a note.
All
He
right.
is
Cool.
here. He is here in New York. He will be attending.
Yes, you
Oh,
should
that's
see.
great.
Oh, we'll go up to him and hug him and tell him we got something going here at WILPF called Project Enduring Peace.
Yeah.
And you've already they've contacted you and you've contacted them, and this could be a good thing. The beginning of a good thing.
So, Elena.
I wish I could be there with you guys.
Cheryl and Ellen Thomas for making sure that I get on number 5.3, which I'm trying to do. And I think it's very important to go back to some of the discussions we've had, even if it's been in new business, about some of the contacts I've made in Mexico. And I'm really pleased to announce that I was working and went quite a few times to the Secretariat's office. These people are working with huge, huge budgets and huge, huge expansion in the women's rights efforts throughout the 32 states. It's just amazing. I put in the chat the article that was just published by WILPF in the e-news. It's in the chat. Please take it, look at it, read it. It's just the tip of the iceberg of what we can do. And then I also put in Nancy Price's slideshow that she did for the climate work with Global Women United Against NATO that Gloria attends more than I do. And I do know the speaker you're talking about. She is really and her English is very good, so she's worth bringing in here. Okay, so those are the two things I put in the chat. I'm speaking today about having us do a webinar for with the Secretariat's office. They are making revolutionary history, and I think the best thing that is happening in North America in terms of women. I just cannot speak highly enough of the new things they've done. The reason that I can't give you an exact formulation of what they want to talk about or what they would share is because there's a big shakeup in the Secretariat. The head, her name is Citlali Hernandez Mora, and she's just moved on to be the head of Morena, the top party in Mexico, which is the ruling party. And so they've just appointed a new secretariat, but my article was written about Citlali, but it's okay because she made a huge difference. They put out 135 million pamphlets for the women of Mexico, and everybody in Mexico, not just the women. So they're going around to all the states, and I'm talking about the Presidenta, Miss Claudia Sheinbaum, who you read about if anybody reads the newspaper these days. Mm-hmm. You're going to read about her and all the, I think she's the only one that can really stand up to Mr. Trump, but they won't talk about what she would. The webinar would be hopefully two people from the Secretariat that would share with us how exactly the expansion of their programs, how it's working, and some of the results. We would ask for the results. And this is Mexico has not made a big effort to bring in the English-speaking public. They've got millions of people flocking to live in Mexico because of the conditions, but they are very, it took a lot of work to get to the Secretariat and get to the head of communications, who I write with pretty frequently. I just got something from her today to say, let's please wait and talk with me on Monday, and we can work this out a little further, because I told them when I was there, we would like to have you on a webinar. And my thought is that it would be Disarm, and that it would be Jane Addams and the Bolivarian Alliance to just sponsor it. It doesn't mean that we have to do it on the third Wednesday of May, but I'd like to have it in May. I mentioned it to Gloria that I needed to really be, I'm away in the summer completely, and that I would like to see it in May, and it could be any time. I don't have any restrictions.
Can I ask you a question, Elena?
Yeah.
Can you tell us the equivalent agency to this thing called the Secretariat? It means nothing to me. What is this Mexican Secretariat? Is it like the State Department, or is it more like the health department? What is?
No, it's actually, it would be like a major ministry of a major metropolitan city in the world. It's a ministry. It actually has connections. It's federal. It's a federal agency that goes to every single state, and it is the top, but it does have the cooperation of the state, the 32 states, and the municipalities in those states.
So it's, I mean, in England, we have something called the Home Office, which deals with domestic stuff.
Okay.
Is this, and so I'm trying to understand what
it's a ministry. It's a women's ministry. It's called,
it is for women.
Secretariat for Women, yes.
It is
like right here in Boston, we met with Linda Lowe. We met with the executive director of for the advancement of women in Boston, and they're just starting out. They're very slow in starting, but they're just for Massachusetts, just for
Right, but
Boston.
so
But
they
this
have
is
one
through the whole
women
country.
for the
So
whole-
I don't think they have anything like this even in the United
Right,
States.
but it is originally and deliberately concerned with the topic of women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I want to understand.
well,
Thank you.
that's all in all of my articles, if
By
anybody.
the way, I want to jump in and say that what's really cool that Alan Ware was attracted to the fact and mentioned that being attracted to the fact that PEP is a women-led organization that's involved in all of this. So great.
No, this is a ministry, and it's very important to all the governors of these 32 states. It's being pushed. Anyway, we have a rare opportunity. I think that's where we really ought to be a little humble and realize that this is. I was very fortunate to be able to make this connection. It just happened. It was good timing. They're looking for outreach. They're looking for ways to get to the English-speaking audience. In fact, when I was leaving, the last time I was leaving, just before I was leaving Mexico, she said to me, my connection, she said, Ellen, this is the first English-speaking collaboration. She used the word collaboration we've had. So I think that we should go ahead and do this. And I will find out exactly if they would share with us those 3 items, and maybe people have something they feel is if this goes forward, what they would like to ask.
Share with what 3 items? Please repeat. What 3 items?
The 3 items we would decide the several items we'd like to ask.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Like what?
No, I thought you were saying what they were interested in, which that's what I'm interested in, is knowing what they're interested in.
Okay.
So Eileen has had her hand raised several times here during this.
Well, thank you. It's hard to know whether it's me or Cheryl, so I understand that. Ellen, is it possible, because we're so concerned about Mexico getting targeted by Trump and his shenanigans with the Southern America states and Middle America states, to also include some discussion when we talk with these folks about how it's dealing with Cuba, how it's cleverly dealing with.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah,
But
would love that. Would bring in more people who would be wanting to know that aspect
no,
of,
she'll
of
talk.
what the changes
very
are,
proud
and her ability to, I guess, use diplomacy with dealing with a cuckoo man.
No, they won't talk. No, they don't. People who have had any connection with people speaking from other countries from their country and those things, when you get into foreign policy, as you all know, whether it's Africa, Asia, Latin America, they don't do it. I mean, they're very careful unless they're there for political opposition, to be very critical on the peace business. But when it comes to diplomacy, she's very proud, and she speaks all the time in the 3-hour press conferences in the morning about how they are very strongly stand up for their friends and neighbors in Cuba, very, very strongly. So I'm sure they will do that. But the purpose really for this, and I bring it to Disarm and Jane Addams and the Bolivarian Alliance, is to show how these efforts towards raising women's consciousness and their standard of living and their rights, it does bring a more peaceful. So they will talk about how the violence has decreased. There will be a lot of that showing the effectiveness of raising up women's rights and
dealing also with the cartels. The Sheinbaum is trying to clean up the drug dealers and whatever they are into.
Yeah, we would be open to what they tell us along.
Yeah, it'd be nice if that could be somehow addressed diplomatically, not to protect their standing. Thank you.
I think we lost Pam.
She put something in the chat.
It's late.
Yeah, I'm sorry if this is too much, but it seems like it's hard to get this in. But I would like to go forward with it if people would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See what you can arrange. Yes, please.
Well, we would have to choose some timings for it. We have to be serious.
Right. Well, you said in May, didn't you?
Pardon? I would like it in May for my schedule. It really should be.
Yeah.
And as I say, follow what's going on, because it's
Okay. So I don't see anybody complaining that you
So
shouldn't.
if and when a date is set, if you need me to set up a Zoom for it, then let me know. And
well,
I'm
it would
saying
be
this to everybody.
a Zoom or a webinar. A webinar is a little more.
Well, webinar is a little more expensive. You have to pay.
Yeah, it would be a webinar. These are federal
Yeah,
representatives.
well, you might want to do that through WILPF.
So tell me a little bit more. So
Disarm.
just a little more of how
After we get through this, we can talk about that. How to.
Well, I'd like to get a little bit more buy-in from the Disarm group.
Okay.
Robin, Gloria.
I already said I liked it in chat.
Pardon?
I already said I liked it in chat, and please do it.
Yeah.
And the logistics and help, people would have to help me do it. And
So I'm doing the Swedish woman. So right now I'm writing to her.
Okay.
Would this meeting be bilingual?
No, I think they would. One of them speaks perfect English, and I don't know if she would have a second one. If she did, the English-speaking person would translate for her. We don't need a translator, no. But we'd find out a lot about North America, the continent we live on. It'd be amazing to do this. Do you think that Jane Addams people would come? Could someone invite the Bolivarian Alliance? I don't want to feel that I'm completely responsible.
We put out an e-alert inviting everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want Lenny to be involved, it's best that you do write to her.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, she's. I go to the meeting, so I know they're not that open to the Mexico subject right now because of Cuba is so blockaded and in such shape. So, but Mexico is still very, very much giving the Cubans. I don't know the latest big shipload of material aid, but I'm sure they're still doing that. The flotilla that we all say were from hundreds of people, all came from Mexico. That flotilla.
Yeah, we remember.
I think there's another one that came from some other place later, but that was the main one. So
we're done.
If we do, if we have, what about May? Is mid-May good or late May, or when is a good time to have it? Because I don't have people's schedules and events.
Well, you can look at the WILPF US has a calendar now that's on the website where people are supposed to be putting their events.
Okay. And the next meeting that we have, maybe we can put this aside for now. In the next meeting that we have, we can be more specific about a date.
Well, the next meeting isn't until May. Our next meeting isn't until May. So you've got to work on this now.
Yeah.
without waiting for another disarm meeting.
Yeah, you need to figure out whether or not you can get the people to come, so.
Yeah, the two
And,
people.
yeah.
They
so
say that,
what-
yeah, she said that we want to do it, so
Yeah, so
that's as far as I've gotten. We want
that's
to
up
do
to
it.
you. That's up
Yeah.
to you, Elena.
Okay.
I just going on to the next thing, which was the hearings on the plutonium pits. This is really important because Trump wants to produce 140 new plutonium pits every year, and ramping up the spending money on the infrastructure to be able to do that. And we don't need any plutonium pits. The ones we've got will do just fine if they want to destroy people. And so we can attend a hearing about the they're having a series of hearings around the country in person, but you can also call in or get in online and give a 3-minute speech if you get in there and sign up in time. But if you don't do that, you can send your statement to them. And May 5th, which is a Tuesday, from I think from 11 to 2 is the first hearing in North Augusta about the Savannah River site, where they are going to be building 80 plutonium pits a year.
I just wrote a letter to Peggy Dobbins's group in Atlanta to thank them for their statement on the plutonium pit.
They did a great job.
Yeah, so I thought maybe everybody had seen that because that's
hopefully
true.
Yeah.
And she Pam said there's some trainings going to be happening.
Yeah, so we'll keep you informed on the discussion list.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a PITPEIS, which stands for PIT, and the Plutonium Environmental Impact Statement. So PITPEIS.com is the website to make a comment. And you can do that anytime. But if you want to speak online, they're making it possible for you to do that if you can't get to. Yes, Odile, you're muted.
What's a plutonium pit?
Plutonium pits are the little round things that they put in the middle of the bombs and the missiles that go off and land and explode into a humongous radioactive cloud.
It's needed to start the nuclear reaction, the chain reaction. It's
along with
the
some other stuff, yeah.
Making that the bomb explodes.
Oh.
And plutonium is created in centrifuges or in nuclear power plants. It's the waste of the nuclear fuel rods, and it's
but it has to be extracted from them. So there's a whole process
industry,
that you can do to extract the plutonium.
My dad was a radiologist, and I remember he had to use plutonium for the x-rays in years past.
There's a lot of nuclear medicine that goes on, which also uses things that happen in the nucleuses of some elements.
Yeah. And I suppose just like so many other things, they create stuff that does good, but it also does harm, and you have to make good choices. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to say, just to let you know that and this PEIS.com is in the chat. Save the chat. And I don't have anything to say about the Treasury. We have exactly what we had last time, and I'm not asking for anything. And so far as I know, nobody else is at this point.
Right. So how many times back do I have to go to find the actual number?
Okay, I'll look it up and tell you.
Because you didn't mention it last time, but anyway.
Okay, well,
but we are relatively wealthy.
Yeah.
Well, we're thrifty too. That's the trouble.
Yeah, we still have it. It's 2130.78.
2137.8.
No, 2130.78.
0.78. Okay.
Ellen, are you saying that we may not be able to use any money for a webinar for this?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, all right.
That's up to the. That includes the $100 to Charlotte Dennett if we have to pay it, you know, so.
We also, we'd say we give some to Val also. Did you take away 200?
No, I took away 100, so it's 2030 then. Yes, Robin.
Yeah, so could I reconfirm, since we're about to leave here, in terms of the event with Char and Val? Now, will it be two of them, and it will be June 22nd at 7 p.m.?
That's what we're going to ask for, yes.
I'm going to ask that, yeah.
We were going to ask Val first, because seems like she maybe has the more restrictive timetable.
Okay. But I can mention it
You can mention to
to
Charlotte.
Char when I see her. And what's about the third Wednesday of May? What's happening then?
Charlotte is talking to the Jane Addams branch regular meeting. She's already agreed with Diane to do that.
Okay.
Essentially the same topic, but that doesn't matter because we have a lot of members who can't get to everything.
Yeah.
So we get to one or the other, one would hope.
Great. All right. Thank you.
So the next meeting is on Sunday, the 10th of May.
And somebody said that's Mother's Day. Well,
yes, that's Mother's Day.
Okay. Hopefully your children will have done something for you earlier in the day. And I don't know that, my mother lasted to 102, but I'm guessing that nobody else has a mother that's still living. Or maybe Angie has a mother who's still living. Anyway, I think the fact we're later in the day, we shouldn't worry about it stopping you celebrating mothers.
No.
Yeah, by the evening, everybody's tired out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next one after that is the 31st of May, and that is, I'll be at DC Days and probably will not participate because it'll be very busy, and
Right.
I'll also have family with me, so.
But that won't stop. Your system works and
You
somebody
guys can do without
facilitates
me.
it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Well, those of you who are at the MPT, now, who is that? Is that Cheryl only?
Cheryl and Eileen.
And
Eileen.
And then we have 3 members of the New York branch. One is called Julie Leake, one is called Helen Young, and one is called Sally Brown.
Oh, wonderful. So
And-
you 5 will give us a report somehow?
Yes. And there are, several other people from WILPF International who I hope to invite to have a gathering here in this condominium that I'm renting for this week.
That's nice.
And it's 7 or 8 minutes walk from the middle of the UN. So that's why I decided to make it, do it this way rather than staying in Brooklyn with 2 subways and goodness knows walking. And anyway, I've gone for convenience this time. So,
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. And, there's a big worry that again, we've had 2 reviews now. These reviews happen every 5 years where they haven't managed to agree on a final statement. Okay, so those 2 reviews, the 2022 and the 2015, were considered failures. 2010 was the last time they actually had a statement by consensus to say what they were all going to do. All the countries who've signed it promised they'd be trying to do. Okay, and so then the Ukraine-Russia war is happening, and that's making it very difficult to get consensus. The president, who happens to you might call him the chair, but he's actually called the president of the conference, is from Vietnam. And he has apparently been traveling around the world, visiting all these countries who own nuclear weapons, trying to persuade them that they really need to come and try for some agreement somehow, and that he might actually force a vote. Okay, they've previously done it by consensus, which you all know is terribly difficult to get a bunch of people to agree on a consensus procedure. So I think I read that he's saying that if you can't do it, I'm going to force you to vote. And there's a sufficient other states in the people who've signed and ratified this. They don't own nuclear weapons. They can outvote the nuclear weapons owning states. So anyway, so this is all the backstory that I have sent you some of the readings. I have sent the 5 of us who are going. We've got a lot of reading to do to try to come up to speed on what we should be worried about. And we have this statement that you all agreed to by the young WILPF. I have 120 copies, hard copies, and we're going to be trying to hand them out. And there is a table, apparently, a special NGO table on level 2 of the General Assembly, where I'm not allowed to go. But I'm trying to contact the person within the UN who can meet me and take some of our materials. And we hope that as the people walk by, the diplomats, they'll pick up this statement that we carefully created that says, the youth of the world and the global south is not happy with how you've been behaving. So that's kind of our main goal of the 5 of us. Okay,
Cool.
so who was that? Who was shaking their finger? Look, they had your hand up. Was that Robin? No, anyway, so. And just meeting all these other people who are working on the same thing is very nice. And so I will be handing, and then we have a QR code that takes one to a very fancy version of the statement. And I do believe I put that in the agenda. I hope I put that in the agenda. So these young women have
I don't see it.
have done a lot of background work to make this statement, and then they have social media. They've already created social media and there's Instagram. They've actually got things that one can post on Instagram that lead you to the statement. So none of them was able to come to the conference, but they've been working very hard. This is young women from Spain, from Brazil, and from Italy.
Very, very good. That's really
When I say young, I mean under 35, I'm guessing.
yeah,
That's great.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great.
So that's
Have a wonderful time. I wish I were with you.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It's very
and
successful.
the one question,
Robin, are you okay?
she's lying down.
Who?
Yeah.
You?
Me, I'm okay, but I'm not going to be in New York at this time, unfortunately. I'm jealous,
Right.
but I'm not traveling much these days.
Yeah.
Okay. So can we declare us finished at almost 7 o'clock if you were in Palo Alto, 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And close the recording. Thank you.